Well, my advice would be, don't ever expect simple answers, to always be prepared to embrace complexity, to always see that we are never outside of culture, we're never outside of the social, and yet, you know, each individual is unique, and we all do have a very particular psychological history that you know, we're probably never going to get to the bottom of understanding, but you know, whichever areas we go in that we want to work in, whether it's more around you know, it might be around education, it might be around so many different things. Always psychologists should be having a lot to say as to, you know, what keeps people sane. I mean, that's the other thing we haven't discussed. I didn't talk about mental illness. I always wrote, sorry, on and spoke on mental health and mental illness, because of course, the people we were reading back in the 60s when I was a radical student were R.D. Laing and of course Fanon, who I mentioned before, who was a psychiatrist. And but what we read about every day actually are rising levels of mental stress, rising levels of depression. And then, you know, we have to relate that to the whole rise of the pharmaceutical industries, who, you know, dominate so much and are always there with their product to supposedly sort out our mental health problems, when in fact, you know, isolation and loneliness are some of the main causes of people's distress.